The mountains loomed ahead, their peaks shrouded in mist. As I navigated the winding roads, I couldn't help but think about how each hunt grew more intense than the last. The warlock Lydia mentioned was bound to be another formidable opponent, but that only fueled my determination. Lydia had sent coordinates for an old, secluded castle where the warlock was believed to be hiding. The castle's dark history is known for where dark rituals were performed centuries ago. It was the perfect lair for a powerful warlock. The air grew colder as I approached the castle, and a sense of foreboding settled over me. The castle was a towering structure of stone and shadow, its windows dark and foreboding. I parked my truck at the forest's edge and grabbed my gear, including extra ammunition, enchanted talismans, and a silver dagger. I made my way towards the castle, the sound of my footsteps muffled by the thick fog that clung to the ground. As I got closer, I could hear faint chanting from within, a rhythmic murmur sending a shiver down my spine. Pushing open the heavy wooden doors, I stepped inside. The interior was dark and cold, the air thick with the scent of old stone and decay. My flashlight beam cut through the gloom, illuminating the long, narrow hallway ahead. The chanting grew louder as I moved deeper into the castle, guiding me toward the source of the dark power. I reached a large circular chamber, the walls lined with ancient symbols and runes. In the center of the room stood a tall figure cloaked in dark robes, his hands raised as he chanted over a glowing black crystal. The air around him crackled with energy, and I could feel the immense power emanating from him. "Hey there," I called out, echoing through the chamber. "You must be the warlock causing all the trouble around here." The warlock turned slowly, his eyes glowing with an intense, malevolent light. "Ah, Jackson Grayson," he said, his voice smooth and cold. "I've been expecting you." I raised my rifle, keeping it trained on him. "Let's skip the pleasantries. You know why I'm here. Stand down, or I'll make you." The warlock chuckled, a low, sinister sound. "You think you can stop me, Hunter? My power is beyond your comprehension." "We'll see about that," I replied, my finger tightening on the trigger. With a shout, the warlock raised his hands, dark energy swirling around him. The ground trembled, and shadowy figures emerged from the walls, their eyes glowing with an eerie light. "Get ready to fight!" I shouted, aiming at the nearest shadowy figure and firing. The bullet struck the figure, causing it to dissipate into a cloud of smoke. But more of them kept coming, their movements swift and ghostly. I fired shot after shot, each one finding its mark, but it was clear that the warlock's power was formidable. The warlock's chanting grew louder, and I could see the black crystal pulsing with energy. I needed to disrupt the ritual before he could unleash whatever dark force he summoned. I reached into my pocket and pulled out an enchanted talisman, chanting the incantation Lydia had taught me. The talisman glowed with a brilliant light, and I hurled it at the warlock, the amulet exploding in a burst of energy. The warlock screamed in pain, the dark energy around him flickering. He staggered back, his eyes wide with shock and fury. "You dare challenge my power?" he hissed. "Every damn day," I replied, charging forward with my silver dagger. The warlock raised his hands, sending bolts of dark energy towards me. I dodged and weaved, the energy crackling around me as I closed the distance. With a shout, I plunged the dagger into his chest, the silver blade glowing with a holy light. The warlock uttered an ear-splitting scream, his body convulsing as the dark energy was expelled. With a final, shuddering breath, he collapsed to the ground, the black crystal shattering into 1,000 pieces. The shadowy figures dissipated, their forms melting into the air as the warlock's power was broken. The chamber fell silent, the oppressive weight of dark magic lifting. I stood over the warlock's lifeless body, my breath coming in ragged gasps. The battle had been intense, but I had come out on top. Another dark force was defeated, and another town was saved. As I turned to leave, I noticed a small, ornate box on the warlock's altar. Curiosity getting the better of me, I picked it up and opened it, revealing a collection of ancient, intricately carved runestones. I recognized them from Lydia's teachings. They were powerful magical artifacts capable of great good and evil. I took the runestones, knowing that they needed to be kept safe. Lydia and her order would know what to do with them. As I made my way out of the castle, the first light of dawn was breaking over the mountains, casting a warm glow over the rugged landscape. When I returned to my truck, my phone buzzed with a new message. It was from Lydia. "Well done, Grayson. The warlock has been defeated and the threat neutralized. But we have received word of another potential danger. A powerful demon lord has been sighted in the nearby forest. We need your help." I couldn't help but chuckle as I read the message. The hunt never truly ended, and there was always another monster to face. As I drove towards the forest, the sun rising higher in the sky, I couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation. This was what I lived for, what I was born to do. Because I was Jackson Grayson, the best damn monster hunter this side of the Rockies, and I wasn't going to let anything stand in my way. The forest was dense and dark, the trees towering overhead and blocking out much of the sunlight. The demon lord Lydia had mentioned was said to be hiding deep within the woods, drawing power from the ancient, twisted trees. The air grew colder as I made my way through the forest, and an eerie silence settled over the land. I moved cautiously, my senses on high alert. The forest was filled with the sounds of nature, but there was an underlying tension, as if the very trees were watching me. I followed the coordinates Lydia had sent, leading me deeper into the forest's heart. As I approached a clearing, I heard a low, rumbling growl that sent a shiver down my spine. I stepped into the open, my rifle ready, and saw the demon lord standing at the center of the clearing, his massive form towering over me. The demon lord was a fearsome sight, his skin a deep blood red, and his eyes glowing with a malevolent light. He had horns that curled back from his forehead, and his claws were long and sharp, glinting in the dim light. The air around him crackled with dark energy, and I could feel the immense power emanating from him. "Jackson Grayson," he rumbled, his voice like thunder. "You dare to challenge me?" I raised my rifle, keeping it trained on him. "It's what I do. Ready to dance?" The demon lord laughed, a deep, resonant sound that shook the trees. "You are brave, hunter, but your courage will be your downfall." He raised his claws, dark energy swirling around them, and hurled a bolt of magic at me. I dodged to the side, firing a shot that struck him in the shoulder. The demon lord roared in pain, but the wound healed almost instantly, the dark energy knitting his flesh back together. "You'll have to do better than that," he taunted, his eyes blazing with fury. I fired again, aiming for his heart, but he deflected the bullet with a wave of his hand, the projectile embedding itself in a tree behind him. He charged at me, his claws slashing through the air. I dodged and weaved, firing shot after shot, but the demon lord's power was formidable. He moved with incredible speed and strength, each attack more powerful than the last. I knew I couldn't keep this up for long. Reaching into my pocket, I pulled out one of the enchanted rune stones I had taken from the warlock's altar. Chanting the incantation Lydia had taught me, I hurled the rune stone at the demon lord. The rune stone exploded in light and energy, causing the demon lord to recoil in pain. He roared, his eyes wide with shock and fury. "What sorcery is this?" "Just a little something I picked up," I replied, charging forward with my silver dagger. The demon lord raised his claws, sending bolts of dark energy towards me. I dodged and weaved, the energy crackling around me as I closed the distance. With a shout, I plunged the dagger into his chest, the silver blade glowing with a holy light. The demon lord uttered an ear-splitting roar, his body convulsing as the dark energy was expelled from him. With a final shuddering breath, he collapsed to the ground, his eyes dimming as the light faded from them. I stood over the demon lord's lifeless body, my breath coming in ragged gasps. The forest was silent, the oppressive weight of dark magic lifting. I had done it. I had defeated the demon lord. As I made my way back through the forest, I couldn't help but feel a sense of accomplishment. Another dark force was defeated, and another town was saved. But I knew there would always be more challenges ahead. The hunt never truly ended, and there was always another monster to face. When I returned to my truck, the first light of dawn was breaking through the trees, casting a golden glow over the forest. I took a moment to catch my breath and drink some water, feeling the weight of my recent battles pressing down on me. Each hunt was a reminder of the darkness lurking in the world, but it was also a testament to the light that could overcome it. My phone buzzed with a new message. It was from Lydia. "Grayson, you continue to impress us. The Demon Lord has been defeated, and the forest is safe once more. But we have received troubling news. An ancient evil is awakening in the ruins of an old cathedral. We need your help." I sighed, already reaching for my gear. The hunt never truly ended, and there was always another monster to face. As I drove towards the ruins of the old cathedral, the sun climbing higher in the sky, I couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation. This was what I lived for. What I was born to do. Because I was Jackson Grayson, the best damn monster hunter this side of the Rockies, and I wasn't going to let anything stand in my way. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more spine-chilling tales. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below and share your scary encounters. Also, consider joining the Fear Frequencies community for exclusive perks and early access to new content. Your support helps us create even more thrilling stories. And if you really enjoyed it, please consider leaving a super thanks.